morning. It's time now for Elder Law Report with attorney Greg McIntyre from Shelby, North Carolina. Good morning to you, Greg.
Morning, Milton. How are you doing?
Doing just great. Good to have you with us here.
Great to be with you. So, Milton, it's good to see you back this week.
Thank you, sir.
How was Hillsville?
Hillsville was nice, a little bit warm, but pretty nice. Had
a little
good
bit
time.
Warm but nice. Had a good time?
Yeah, had a real good time.
Well, good. So Calvin did the show last week, and we had a chance to hang out with him, and we did part one of our show on alternatives to nursing home care, or being in a home or institution when you need some help as you age. And last week our topic was adult daycare or life enrichment, and we were lucky enough to have Susie Kennedy, internationally renowned expert on adult daycares and life enrichment centers, Susie Kennedy, on to talk about that. Today, we're going to be speaking with Beata Home Healthcare director, or one of their directors over there in Shelby, Amber Mitchell. And Beata sends people in home to take care of people, as opposed to, and to take care of seniors and others, as opposed to, and as an alternative to, going to assisted living or nursing home care. So we'll be calling her at some point today.
I'm dialing right now. I thought you were ready.
Okay.
All right.
Well.
Oh, how can I help you?
Hey there.
Hey.
Hey, Amber. How are you doing today?
Oh, Amber. May I put you on hold for just one moment?
I'm sorry. I thought this was Amber. May I speak with Amber Mitchell? This is Greg.
Absolutely. Just
okay.
one moment,
Thank
please.
You.
Sorry, Greg. I thought you were ready for me to call.
That's okay. I'm always ready.
About our service.
Throwing me some fastballs this morning. I'm going to try to hit this one out of the park.
Okay.
Good morning. This is Amber.
Amber, Greg McIntyre. How are you doing this morning?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. So, Amber, I was just saying a little bit about you, and that we wanted to call, and we're doing our series on alternatives to nursing home care. And last week got to talk about adult daycare and Susie Kennedy and life enrichment. And this week wanted to talk about in-home care. And thank you so much for agreeing to come on the show today.
Thanks for having me.
Can you tell everybody your name right now?
Amber Mitchell.
Okay, and what's your position over there at Beata Home Healthcare?
I'm a client services manager.
Client services manager. Okay. You're also in a local business group, BNI, with me, aren't you?
Yes.
We have a lot of fun over there. So
yes.
I appreciate you agreeing to do the show today. And I'm counting this as a one-to-one for our BNI meetings, okay?
Sounds good.
All right, good. So I had the privilege of interviewing Joe Seidel, who is a regional director there, I think, and does a lot of work in this region with Beata. I had a 3-part series of interviews that you can view, or that the listeners can view at mcelderlaw.com. That's Mike Charlie, like McIntyre, elderlaw.com, about in-home care. And just wanted to talk to you live about some of those issues that we talked about there. My interview with Joe was probably an hour or more. But we don't have that time this morning, but we can talk for a few minutes or so, or 15 minutes or so. So just wanted to start first. What is in-home care to you, and how does Beata help with in-home care?
In-home care can be medical or non-medical services that we can go into the home and provide to clients to allow them to stay at home safely. Beata, we promote a lot of different services that we have. We can pretty much do anything that a hospital or a facility can do in the home and keep people there, because we know that's where everybody wants to be. That's the comfort of their own home. Our vision is to help people live safely at home with comfort, independence, and dignity. We provide services to adults and children of all ages to assist with adult nursing, assistive care, and we can go into a little bit more details of those if you would like. But we do rehabilitation services, hospice in some areas, and also home health, which is like your visit services where you receive physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, and post-hospitalization visits like that.
Okay, so let me ask you, if I need just someone, let's say I just need someone because my kids are working and they don't have time to be with me all the time. But I just need a little help getting going in the morning. I need someone to help get me up, just help get me stirring, get me going. Once I, get a shower and have breakfast and coffee and get going, I'm okay usually for the rest of the day. But I need somebody to come in for at least an hour or so and help get me going in the morning. Make sure, I've taken my medications and that I'm off to start the day on the right foot.
Mm-hmm.
Can Beata help with something like that?
Yes, we can. We are available 24/7. We can provide services at any time of the day or night to help someone with any needs that they need. We have a lot of clients that we go into the home early in the morning for a few hours, help them get up, help them with bathing, dressing, their medication reminders. We can fix their breakfast, and we can also assist them with their housekeeping also, and then their laundry. And if they need to run errands, we can assist them with that as well, and also pick up prescriptions for them.
Okay, so you can run errands for them as well. What about if I need some help? I used to love going to the grocery store and just pushing the buggy and doing that, but I need a little help doing that. Can you help me go to the grocery store and get my chores done, things like that as well?
Oh yes, we can do pretty much whatever. What we do is when we go into a client's home, we create a care plan that goes over everything that we can do, and it's a broad range of services. We can pretty much taper that to what that client needs. If they pretty much can do all their personal care and they just want someone to sit with them, someone to maybe read with them, spend time with them, we can do all of that as well, all the way up to all the hands-on care for the bathing and everything as well.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Hayden, you had mentioned that you had mentioned, hey, can we do some type of physical therapy, something like that? Can we help with that?
Yes.
I bet you Beata could help get you there.
Well, my mother's in a nursing home.
Okay.
And she had surgery on her hip, so she's there to do physical therapy. But she wants to come home, and she's developed some short-term memory problems that are unusual for her. And I think it's because she's displaced and in a strange place. And I would like to see her get home, and she would like to get home. So how could you do that so she could still get the therapy and all the things that she needs? She obviously will need a little help with housework or cleaning or, cooking. Is that something that you can do?
Oh, yes, we can definitely do that. It would actually be with two of Beata offices that would come in to help provide those services. Our Beata Home Health Visit office is located in Gastonia, but they service our area. They could come in and provide the physical therapy and the services for that. And then in our office here in Shelby, we could send the CNA out and provide services for her bathing and all of her personal care as well. Go ahead.
Are these services paid for by Medicare and the Medicare supplement?
Medicare will pay for the physical home health visits. Those are usually, depending on, it's usually a few times a week for about an hour or so a day that Medicare will pay for. Medicare will not pay for custodial care, which is where a CNA would go in with the bathing and personal care.
Okay.
So
that's good to know.
So it looks like that would be certainly an option for someone in a situation like your mother, who would like to get home as an alternative. And Amber, that brings up another point. You don't have to just come in home to provide care. In fact, I think I've heard you talk about before that you go into assisted living, independent living, and nursing homes as well and help with care, don't you? Am I right there?
Yes, we have several families that we've helped with this situation where their loved one is in a facility and there may be one CNA per hall, and they want that person to have that extra 24/7 one-on-one care, or it could be 2 or 3 hours of extra care to provide the services. We can go into a facility. We can provide CNA services to them as far as sit with them 24 hours a day and provide the hands-on care with them versus them being in a facility where they may see someone every hour.
Amber, my family, we try to stay with my mother as close to 24 hours a day, except for her sleeping hours, as we can. For maybe 3 hours, what would something like that cost?
Well, normally the standard rate for personal care services is $23 per hour. We do have special discounts if you pay privately. We can discount up to $18.25 per hour, which is lower than the national average as well. And then also there's other options for payment. We accept Medicaid through the CAP-DA program. We accept the VA aid and attendance program. We have, if you have a long-term care policy that will pay for our services, then we accept that as well. And then, of course, privately.
Okay. So
Glad to know that.
there are multiple ways to pay for care. Hey, we're going to pause 1 second, Amber, and we're going to give the number out. If anybody has any questions on in-home care or any other questions to ask me, Greg McIntyre, the elder law guy, give us a call. Milton, could you give our call numbers?
Be glad to. The phone numbers are 704-482-1390, 735-8071, or 435-2844. Those are all 704 numbers again. 482-1390, 735-8071, or 435-2844.
Thank you very much, Milton. Thank you very much. And if anybody has any questions for Amber about in-home care and the services that Beata provides, please give us a call. And you can ask Amber yourself. So, Amber, you brought up a lot of good points and talked about paying for care. I mean, this is why and it also something that I just wanted to have a conversation about this morning. Who wants to go? I'd ask the listeners also to raise their hands. If you want to go and be institutionalized or go to a nursing home, raise your hand. Mm-hmm. Anybody want to do that? Is that a fair question?
Mm-hmm. Well,
why is that not a fair question?
No, it is a fair question. In fact, you asked it yesterday. We did a seminar at a senior center and asked the question, and it was quite a show of hands of people who would rather stay home.
And that's not a knock on the really good nursing homes and assisted living facilities we have in the area. Just really on human nature. I think we'd rather stay in our own caves, don't you? Stay in our own homes.
We visit the nursing homes regularly and go around and we want to know the facilities for the clients that we have. And I've learned a lot about things like that, just visiting. But yeah, they're great, and they do serve a great purpose. And 70% of us are going to need their services.
Well, some
Hopefully
type of long-term care, of long-term care, including in-home care. Mm-hmm. I think in-home care. I've got a nice article that I did with Joe Seidel, an interview called "In-Home Care: The Wave of the Future." What do you think about that, Amber? Do you think it's the wave of the future? Do you see that?
Oh, yes, definitely. I know personally myself, I want to stay at home. I want my parents to stay at home as long as possible so we can provide those care. And companies like us, Beata Home Health Care, we can easily provide those services to keep people there. And I think it's definitely the future.
Well, and speaking of the future, I understand it takes a lot of technology to make in-home care work really well, and that technology has just gotten amazing. And for instance, I understand you have ventilators, which are really, and you'll have to excuse me. I know you're going to cringe because I'm going to step all over the terminology. I think of that as a respirator. What's the difference? It's helping someone breathe by artificial means. Even, you have those the size of laptops you bring in and care for people. So you can care for people and a wide gamut, I guess, that have very little needs to the people who have, full-on paralysis and need respirators or ventilators to breathe. You can bring that care, that almost just that really high level of almost hospital care to someone in their house, can't you?
Oh, yes. And when you're looking at someone that is unfortunate to have those services, a facility that would accept someone that is on a ventilator is very rare to find. There are, I believe, 3 in North Carolina, and the closest one is almost 2 hours away.
Wow.
So if you have a family or a loved one that is needing to live with a ventilator, you're going to have to send them 2 hours away from home in order for them to even be able to have that. And so what we can provide, we can go into the home. We train our nurses to go into the home and take care of someone that has a tracheostomy and a ventilator that keeps them breathing. It's kind of similar to life support at home. We take care of that. We work on ways to maybe wean them from the vent, therapy for that. We provide up to 24 hours a day of skilled nursing with a nurse, hands-on, one-on-one with that client to provide those services to keep them home.
I just think that's fascinating. I mean, I know there's a lot of technology that you can bring in a home, and I have to believe, through the 2050s, mid-2050s, people over 65 is just going to keep increasing the amount of people over 65, the population, and that this technology and this need is just going to be, increasing as well, more and more, to be able to care for someone and give them the best, most, advanced, hospital-like quality care right in their own home, which is really amazing and really cool. And now to get somebody, if somebody has questions for you, somebody has questions and wants to say, well, let's see how we can pay for this. Do you have a way that they can sit down with you or somebody who's trained to do this and look at, hey, here are my options for payment, for benefits, for, let's explore all options. Do you have somebody that's trained to do that in your office?
Yes, we do. We have several people that are available to do this at all times. Anybody could always call our office at 704-669-4000, or you could always visit our office if you'd like to sit down in person at 1105-3 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. And then also, we can always send our clinical manager out to the home and to sit down and talk with the family or the person that is needing services one-on-one as well. If they're not able to get out, we can provide those services in the home as well.
Right. Well, tell me, what's the most satisfying thing for you about being able to provide in-home care for clients? And what kind of responses do you get from your clients?
I know one of the biggest responses that I had that affected me the most was probably a year and a half ago. We brought home a client that had a tracheostomy and a ventilator, and the mom was the caregiver of this client for 21 years. He has cerebral palsy and just a lot of hands-on work. And the first night that we were in the home with our nurse, she called me that next day and she said, in 22 years, this is the first night that I've actually been able to sleep and not worry about my son or daughter. When we've had multiple situations like that, that was probably one that really touches you the most, that we're able to not only help the client that's needing the assistance, but we're able to help the entire family or loved ones that surround. We have, then again, the quality of being able to go into someone's home and assist them with just basic daily living so their children or family can still maintain a job to make, pay their bills and things like that. There's so many people that have to put their life on hold to take care of a loved one where we can help with that. And you see so many situations where it seems like the caregiver, whether it's a wife or husband taking care of their spouse or children, you see so many situations where the caregiver gets ill and sick, and may pass before the actual client doesn't need the actual help. So that's where we want to come in, to be able to take that burden off of someone and to provide those services where they don't have to worry who's coming into their home. We're sending qualified people out that we hire and we take care of, and we make sure that they're trained properly. And so when we're sending qualified people in to come take care of your loved one, then you can live your life on a normal day-to-day basis and not have to worry about that.
Hey, Amber, would you give your number to the listeners so that people will have that information, maybe all your contact info, so that if they want to grab a pen and paper right now and take down Amber and Beata Home Healthcare's number in this region, Amber's going to give that to you. She's going to give you the web address and the address, so that you'll have that information. You can take down that information and you can call her directly to ask any of your questions. Amber, could you give that out to our listeners right now?
Yes, our telephone number is 704-669-4000. Again, that's 704-669-4000. Our web address is www.beata.com. And then our physical address is 1105-3 East Dixon Boulevard, Shelby, North Carolina, 28152. We are located right off the service road on 74 next to Fats Cafe and T-Mobile, in that area there.
Amber, we're in the Shelby area. That's where our office is located. We service from Asheville to Charlotte. But this radio station broadcasts Rutherford County, Lincoln County, Gaston County. What am I missing, Milton?
We
Is
in
that pretty
Polk
much
County?
it?
We reach out 16 counties
16
in all.
counties,
Yeah.
my understanding, yeah.
So where do you have other locations that people could call you and ask about?
Yes, Beata actually has over 300 locations across the country, so pretty much where one will stop, another one will pick up. Here in Shelby, we cover Cleveland and Rutherford County. And then also, once you go to Gaston, Lincoln, and that would go to our other offices in Gastonia, that we can always direct them to the right place if they're in another area.
Thank you.
Amber, thank you for being with us this morning. I really appreciate that. I'm putting this down as a 1-to-1 between you and me for BNI. Okay, I'll put that in our system. And I just appreciate you coming on our show. We try to offer quality information to seniors over the 16-county area that we broadcast to. And again, this was part 2 in our alternatives to nursing home care. Thank you so much for coming home and talking about in-home care, Amber.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Have a good day.
You too.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
All right. So Milton,
Yes, sir.
thanks for calling Amber for us
yeah.
and getting her involved and on the line. Just really I can't say enough about the quality of people over there at Beata, and they just do a great job. Just think about bringing the technology. I just think of the ICU home, in your home. That's the level of care they can bring, or they can just do your grocery shopping for you, help get you going in the morning.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's all any of us need is to, my wife nudged me this morning to help get me out of bed. I had my alarm clock set for 4:30 this morning.
That's why I was laughing. I was surprised.
She said, you getting up? You going? I slept in a little bit later this morning. I did. But sometimes you just need somebody to nudge you in the mornings and to, help get you going and make sure you're taking your medications if you have those and you're off on the right foot.
People are younger at ages 65 and 70 and 75 than they were 20 years ago. And they want to continue doing the things that they can do, and they want to stay home and do them and receive their friends. And I think
Stay
it's
as young as possible, as active as possible, as long as possible. I agree. And stay home as long as possible. So I'm giving a shout out this morning to Terry Putnam in Lincolnton. Terry helps organize things at the senior center there in Lincolnton.
No, he is married to.
He's married.
Yeah.
He's married to the organizer of the senior center there, and like, sorry about that. And Terry's an avid listener. Thanks, Terry. I know we were going to do an event up there, and I hear that Terry maybe told his wife, "Hey, you ought to listen to this funny attorney on WOHS Big O Country." Said he's on there every once in a while. He's got a pretty decent sense of humor. Thank you for that, by the way. Okay, my wife might disagree with you, Terry, but I appreciate you saying that and telling your wife that. I think we were calling her at the same time, talking about maybe doing an event up there. At the same time, you were saying, "Hey, you ought to listen to this guy." You know, I really appreciate that, and I appreciate everybody who's drinking coffee this morning, hanging out, listening to us after Swap and Shop on Fridays. Every Friday at 10. That reminds me, you know, we give this show every Friday at 10. We try to bring quality content to our listening audience on how on just the icebergs that are out there that seniors face. We talked a lot about legal protection in the past, and have had a little bit of a shift. You know, I just really want to give. We have a lineup of shows coming up that really have nothing to do with the law. We can talk about that if listeners want to call in and talk about that, but it's more about providing quality information to seniors.
Well, your concern about seniors is what was one of the motivating factors that made you choose elder law.
That's correct.
And, you know, if you can give them information that can help them otherwise, it's just a value-added service of anyone in that profession.
Well, thank you. I agree. That's what's brought you out of retirement.
That's right.
All right. And
this morning I was reconsidering.
You were
I did not want
reconsidering
to
this
get
morning?
up. I was like,
No?
I did not sleep late, but I did not.
Oh, you get up. You know you're ready to do the radio
I only
show.
do it for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I
Thanks,
do
Greg.
it. I do it for my family. I do it for all the seniors out there. I do it for my grandfather and my grandmother. That's the reason I do it. And coming up on next week on Friday, September 18th, we're going to talk about connecting seniors with the right professionals. We want to have Access on. We'd love for the lovely Miss Jane Wright to come on and be our guest next week.
And Access is?
Access is a group of healthcare professionals and other professionals devoted to helping seniors and helping give care to seniors. Anywhere from helping them build, we have someone that helps build access ramps into homes, okay, for wheelchairs.
They were discussing at one of the meetings that I attended, trying to figure out a way to get dental care to adults because the health department only covers dental care up to age 21.
Yeah, we've talked about that in the Access.
So
we've talked about that in the Journey. I'm on the Access board. I'm going to be president this upcoming year.
That's right.
So I need to make sure I make the meetings for the rest of the year because I couldn't do it this week. I was a little under the weather. But and another board that I'm on is Journey, which is a board that we're going to have Journey on September 25th, Friday, September 25th, 2 weeks from now. Pastor Lynn Byers and chaplain at Cleveland Regional Medical Center here in Cleveland County is going to be on, along with Anzie Horn, who's also with Care Solutions, but very knowledgeable about the Journey program. And that's about making tough decisions. They really deal with a lot of tough decisions over there at the hospital.
Do they focus on end of life? Is that maybe their main focus?
Journey is focused on the journey from this life to the next. That's correct. And healthcare, how healthcare fits into that puzzle. So we'll have breakfast over at the hospital regularly and meet and talk about those issues. Journey has a great book that they put together.
We'll bring that.
We will.
And we can kind of maybe bring up
Oh
some
gosh,
of the
it's
chapters in it
it's
or
wonderful.
whatever.
That allows you to
It's-
gather all your information in the right place. Go ahead and get your healthcare directives in place.
Is it Anzie that suggested, what's her name? From Journey?
We'll have Anzie on next week, okay?
Okay.
From Journey, along with Lynn Byers,
But
and we'll
didn't
talk
she
about all
say
that.
she had even the picture that she wanted to put with her obituary in that book, and you do the videos?
I know somebody who keeps their divorce paperwork in that
Yeah,
book, just because they
yes.
want everything in the right place.
And that's true,
in a
and
safe
it's all
place.
encompassing, even the repairmen who work on your home and things like that, in case they're incapacitated.
That's right.
So, I mean, it's really interesting, and we'll try to give you as much as we can without
Yeah,
you being
and
able
we'll
to
tell
see
you
it.
where you can get one of those books, and you can call in and we can talk about that and go ahead and we might give some of those away for free because I think it's a minimal cost, maybe $10, $15. They're $20 to get one of those books. Let's give a few of those away for free on that Friday, okay?
We'll do that.
To
Y'all
callers.
listen in, and we'll
That's on September 25th.
figure out a way to give them away.
So put those on your calendar. Tune in with us on the upcoming Fridays. Got a lot of good content going out. And thank you very much. I'm Greg McIntyre, the Elder Law guy here with Hayden Soloway and Milton here at WOHS Big O Country. You can reach my office by calling 704-259-7040. Anybody who calls in, who's listening to the show, gives the code word radio, we'll give you a free consultation. We'll sit down and talk about how to address your situation, look it over, protect your hard-earned money and property, or just give you some advice on where you need to go and what you need to do. 704-259-7040 is our number at McIntyre Elder Law. And thanks for listening. Have a great weekend.
All right, folks, we appreciate you tuning in today, and join us again next week, as Greg and Hayden said. And we'll be back next week with community profile programs on Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. Hope you'll join us then. And we'll hope you have a great weekend. Enjoy it, and we'll see you later on.